Today topic is how does the brain work? The brain works like a big computer. The brain works like a big computer. It prays, it processes information that is received from the science and body, and science message back to the body. But the brain can do much more than a mission can. Human think and expression emotion with their brain, and it is the root of human intelligence. The human brain is roughly the size of two slanted fists, fists and weight about 1.5 kilograms. From the outside, it looks a bit like a large walnut, walnut, walnut with floors and surface brain tissue. Brain tissue, brain tissue is made up of about 100 million never cells or neurons or neurons. 100 millions of brain neurons and 1 trillion supporting neurons which stabilize the tissue. There are various selections. There are various selections of the brain, each with the own function. First, the cerebrum. The cerebrum. Second, the densiplum, including the thalamus, hypothalamus, thalamus and hypothalamus and pituitary gland, pituitary gland, pituitary gland, pituitary gland. The brain system, the brain stem, including the medulla pons. The fourth one is cerebrum. Structure of the brain. The cerebrum has the right half and the left half. No, it has the right and left half. Hes- hesmone- the two parts of the brain, the two parts of the brain connected ways. Think bundle of nerve fibers called the cooperating system. Each is hair hair is made of the same made of six areas that have different functions. The cerebrum controls movement controls movement and processes sensory information conscious and unconscious action and feelings actions and feelings and our performances and etc. working. It is also responsible for his speech, hearing, listening, writing, movement, and memory catch up. The function of the two hemisphere hemispheres are to great extent different. Whereas the left hemisphere is responsible for speech, abstract, the memory. So the memory mind is an important body of the man. Thinking in most people, the right hemisphere, the right mind brain part mind brain part is usually responsible for spirit. The right side part body memory. The right side of the body. The right side of the body. This means that damage are to the left part memory, the left part mind, the left part brain due to the induced stroke. For example, can lead a paralysis on the right side. So the body, the left cerebral cortex is responsible for speech and language. The right cerebral cortex supplies spatial information such as where your foot is at the moment. The thumblance provides the cerebrum with the sensory information from the skin's eye and eyes, which has body. Any part has other information. The hypothalamus regulates things like things like hunger, things like hunger, things like hunger in you, things like saying hunger, that are thirst, that and sleep or tongue and sleep together with the picture gland. It also regulates the hormones in your body. The brain system relies information between the brain, the cerebellum, and the spinal cords, as well as controlling eye movement and facial expressions. It also regulates vital functions like branding, blood pressure, and heartbeat. The cerebellum cord- coordinates movements and is responsible for balance. How is the brain supplied with blood? The brain needs a system steady steady flow of inha- oxygen, glows, and other nitrogens, nutrients, nutrients. For that reason, it has a particular good blood supply. Each side of the brain receives blood through their arteries. In the front, the anterior cerebral artery supplies the tissue behind the forehead, and under the crown. The middle cerebral artery is important of the side and area that are featured inside the brain and under and middle cerebral artery spilled off from the internal coronary internal cardiac artery, a major blood vessel in the neck. The posterior cerebral artery supplies the back of the head, the lower part of the brain, and the cerebellum It is supplied with the blood from the vital arteries, which are also major arteries of the neck. Before the auto research their brain resign resign where the spelt into smaller branches they are closer together below the brain. In this area, they are connected through each other by smaller blood vessels, forming a structure similar to traffic circle. Their arteries are connected to each other in other areas as well. Have the advantages of these connections is that blood supply problem problems in the brain can be compensated for to some extent. For example, if a branch of an artery gradually becomes narrower, blood can still flow to the part of the brain it supplies through these alternative roads. The the smallest branches, the smallest branches of the arteries, arteries in the brain supply the brain calls the brain cells with oxygen and nutrients from the blood, but they do not let other substance pass has similar capable capables in the reset of the body do. The medical term for this phenomenon phenomenon is the body brain barriers. It can protect it can protect the delicate brain from the toxic substance in the blood. For example, after oxygen has passed in the cell, the oxygen poor blood flows away through the vein of the brain. The vein the vein second the vein carry the blood to larger blood vessels known as sinuses. The sinus walls are strengthened strengthened by the by a two members membranes which helps them keep their shape to this keeps the permanently open and make it easy for the blood to flow into the veins. The neck